Hello, it's Justine. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Spellbinders card kit of the month, and this one is the August one called Butterfly Sparkle. So I'm going to take it out of the box and tissue paper, and just for sound purposes, get rid of the tissue paper. So just looking at it right away, I see butterflies, which I love, so that's really fun. Okay, so it's called Butterfly Sparkle, so obviously there would be some butterflies in there, and probably sparkles as well. It looks like we'll just go through the contents of the kit. That's probably the best way to do this. We have 10 cards and envelopes, and like I've said in previous videos, I really like using the card bases that come in the kit for die cutting onto for stitch cards, similar to, let's just see. I have this one here. Because of this linen finish, it's just really fun to use for stitch cards. So I like using those for that, but I definitely make more than 10 cards with card kits. So I definitely have my extra card bases off to the side. And the envelopes from Spellbinders are nice quality, so that's wonderful. Now we have 9 pieces of cardstock, so those are on the bottom here. Just pull them out. And I already see some gold mirrored cardstock peeking out, so I'm excited about that. Love it. Looks like we have a cream and a white, black, gray, dark pink, light pink, dark blue, light blue, and the gold mirrored cardstock. Awesome. So what I do with these is actually cut them down into fourths, and I store them in this little basket here by color. I'm really not particular, so you can see this is just the green section. It's not like even all those greens are together. I have light, darks, whatever. For me, this works, and that's what I will be doing with these papers, is just simply trimming them down into fourths. So that would be making 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 pieces, and then whatever I don't use, if I die cut from that, it goes into my scrap drawers by color. So definitely love Spellbinders paper. Now let's go to the dies. Set of 12, it says this year. Oh, that would be so sad if they only came out with a kit every year. Thank goodness it's every month. Okay, what do we have here? It looks like this is a frame, which is neat. You can reuse these dies over and over, so that's one thing I really enjoy about the dies. Okay, so we have the sentiment Smile Often, and then 3 stars that make the, if you're looking at this now, this is the part that would make the gold, and these star shapes would make the black part of those stars. Very neat. And then this makes the butterfly. So this part would make the pink part, and this would make the gold, and this little body and antennae would make the black part of the butterfly. So very neat. We have some dies. Then we have the paper pad. See, I really like the Spellbinders paper pads because they are single-sided, and it's just one of my kind of pet peeves about the craft world is why most papers come double-sided. I don't know, and I'm glad that Spellbinders paper do not, because typically there are 2 patterns that I love, and I can't choose between using one or the other, and then I don't like it. So I really appreciate the fact that these are single-sided papers, and you don't have to choose about using one side or the other. You just have some beautiful paper ready to go. Now, there are 40 pieces of paper in this paper pad, so that is just a ton. I will just quickly flip through these and show you the different designs. Now there are 2 sets of 6 by 6 paper here for each pattern, and I will talk about just briefly here, what I do with this pattern paper when I am ready to craft and get the creative juices flowing and make some cards, I actually take all the paper out of this paper pad and sort by color and sort by what, oh, I love when they have foiling in here, sort by what looks good to my eye. So if it's this teal blue, what looks good with the teal blue? Usually it's next to it, so it could be that one, or maybe another one. Let's see if another kind of teal color pops out. Even that would look really pretty. The nice thing about these card kits is they are all made on a color scheme, so there's not going to be some random color in the die cut shapes of the butterflies. It's not going to be bright red. With this color scheme is more of a demure, elegant, kind of neutral pinks and blues and greens, so it won't be something off the wall in the kit. So I love that about the card kits. And some of these papers are just really jumping out to me, and I really like the papers that have this foiling on them, like this. I think that is gorgeous. I do have a foiling machine, but when it's already on there for you, it just is an extra win in my book. So we'll set that off to the side. I can't wait to start making some things with that. But we will need to move on now. I have next on my list a stamp set. Ooh, full of sentiments. Okay, so there's a number of sentiments, and this stamp really jumps out to me with the little dandelions floating away. That's really sweet. So let's see, we have, looks like there's a lot of friendship theme. Birthday, maybe a graduation here, a little encouragement. So there's quite a variety of sentiments, which is nice. And this butterfly is gorgeous. Looks kind of like a monarch to me. All right, next we have the foam stickers. And I think that they are referring to these foam stickers. I would assume so. This is foam. I really like the bling foam stickers. They've had similar things like this in the past in the kits, and I usually use them up. So I'm excited, and I like these stars. I can definitely see myself using these on some cards. And it almost looks like there's, I'm going to open this up, because it almost looks like there are some cutouts to these stars, and they kind of match the dies. Yes, I am correct. So you just kind of pop out the centers here, and you get kind of the sketched star look, which is kind of fun, especially since it matches the die. Very neat, and matches the stamp. Okie dokie, moving on. Butterfly embellishments, that would be these. Gorgeous. I like that they are three-dimensional already. Typically, if I have a butterfly in a die-cut pack or something, I usually put foam on the wings to pop it up anyway. But this is all ready to go. So you basically treat this as a sticker. It's a sticker, and that's what they are. So let me just slide this out so you can see. You just peel the back off, and it is truly a sticker. This part on top is secured in the middle, but it's meant to stay fluffed. Alrighty, moving on. Chipboard embellishments would be next, and these are usually double-sided, so I'll just leave them in the package, but talk about them. This center will pop out, and it looks like there's some fun things here. Oh, I'm definitely using this bingo chipboard for a card for a friend who runs a bingo fundraiser. She would appreciate that. And oh, this owl looks kind of mysterious. Fun. Very neat. I think I'll be using all of those. Awesome. All right, sequins. Now there are these blue sequins, and I'm so happy that Spellbinders decided to do large and small sequins. So I'll leave them in the package, but you can kind of see here, this is one of the large sequins, and this would be one of the small sequins. So just having the different sizes is a nice option, and they're double-sided, so you don't have to worry about using either side because both sides will look really nice. Now I'm going to just skip the die cut shapes for a second, and I will talk about the foam squares and the adhesive tape. Looks like this is some new packaging. Fun. Okay. So the foam squares are always helpful for using on cards for dimension, and you simply just pop out these squares, put it on something, put it on a card. Now, when you are finished using all of these little foam squares, or if you have something that is more of a longer rectangle thing to pop out, you can just take your scissors and cut out a section of this foam and use the whole sheet. So don't just use the squares, use the whole sheet. Get your money's worth out of it. And this double-sided adhesive is a great way to stick things on. You basically put it on your project, and then you peel off, using my hand is a little weird. Let's grab some scrap paper. You put it on your project, and then you just peel off the paper, and you're all set. I'll just use a little piece of this here, and it's thin enough where you can just tear it, which is nice, so you don't just sit there with your scissors and fumble around. Then when you're ready to glue it, you simply just take off the white paper, the release paper. Then it is super sticky, and it's ready for you to use on your project. All right, now with the die cut shapes, how I like to organize them when I'm working on a project is I like to take them out and put them on these trays. And if you've watched my videos in the past, you know all about these trays. They're just recycled boxes from a case that I got for my iPad, and my dad gave me his as well, so I have a few different sizes. And I use these trays for setting up all of my die cut shapes, and it's easy to see them. So I'm just going to open this here and get rid of this plastic since it's loud. So that's exactly how I open it every time, so it's not a giant mess all over the place. Now, these die cuts, you usually get 2 of each thing, but sometimes you get a triple, which is kind of fun. So I like to sort these out by kind of what they are. So those are more sentiments. These are maybe more kind of like vintage look, so I'll put those down here. Here's a ticket. There might be more tickets, so I'll just kind of set those by the news. Dreamer. Now this one does pop out. So I will basically just sort these out, and I will speed up the video just a little bit so this isn't taking forever to see. And I'll put a little bit of music on so you can just sit back and watch me sort these out. I might have to pull a third tray in, but we will see. All right, I'm all finished with unpacking the die cut shapes. So I will just kind of briefly talk here about how I sorted them. So I put all of the small sentiments up here, all the stars up here, animals together, women, heads together, butterflies together, vintage elements together, tickets, transportation, kind of travel together, these kind of artsy drawn items together. These are kind of sentiment pieces, so I would say that something like this could go with some of these smaller pieces, and it would kind of be like the showcase for the card. Same with these two, they're a little bit larger, but this would definitely be like the statement part of the card, and then you could add some of these embellishments. Will be wings, maybe the bird would make sense to go with that one. And then it does say Paris here in the corner, so I might grab this little Eiffel Tower. So having everything laid out is just, to me, it makes sense to put the bird with the bird cage, to put the Paris with the travel. And then if I'm looking for a specific part to make a card, like if I have the cat, maybe these two cats together on a card, and I need a sentiment, I have one area to look for the sentiment. Or I can simply grab the stamp set and pull out a stamped sentiment. So it's kind of fun to lay them out like this. I also have my tickets together, and I notice now that it says love you. And I would not have noticed that maybe if I did not have these next to each other. So again, it's fun to lay it out. So this is basically all of the card kit, and I am even more excited now to jump in and start making some cards with these things. So my next videos will have a few different cards that I've made with these items. So thank you so much for watching, and stick around to see what I make with this amazing card kit. Bye!